Good morning, boys, and welcome to Wednesday, March 10th. We have so much to do today, so there's going to be a couple videos for this lesson. So let's just go over your packet, and then I'm going to kind of separate things. We're going to count kites. This is one worksheet we're going to do today. We have our letter K. We've talked about that in class on Monday. We talked about it yesterday on video. So our letter K worksheet. We have another worksheet about kites, color the kites. So what I've done for you on this worksheet is I've underlined them with the color crayon that corresponds with the word. So this is green, so I've underlined green just to help you out a little bit. This is included in your packet, and it's windy and not windy, or what the wind can blow. You're gonna put this aside. I was gonna do an experiment with you today, but because we have Scholastic, it's just too much for today. So keep this aside. We are going to use this. And then we have our Scholastic lesson today. And let's find out. Really cool illustrator. I'm gonna talk about what an illustrator does and the books that he has illustrated. And then we have 2 worksheets to go with that. So, let's start our day in prayer. 2 little eyes to look to God, 2 little ears to hear his word, 2 little feet to walk in his ways, hands to serve him all of my days. Amen. And we're also going to continue with Dr. Seuss, and we're going to read One Wacky Wednesday. So that's going to be fun. It's going to be a tongue twister, but we're going to try to get through the best we can. And because today's Wednesday. It's a windy Wednesday. It could be a wacky Wednesday. Wednesdays are always fun. All right, so let's jump right in. Put our Scholastic to the side because that's what we're going to do last. And let's talk about our first worksheet, color the kites. So as I said, each of the kites are going to be colored. The color is right next to them. So let's look at this kite right here. We see P for purple. I've underlined purple. So that's what you're going to color your flags, the color that I have underlined for you. And some of them, look at the words because you can figure them out yourselves. I know that you can. You know that Y, the letter Y, is what our color yellow starts with. So I'm just going to go. I was very quickly doing another purple, or doing that purple. So you can put this aside for coloring time. And the reason I picked kites is because I was thinking Windy Wednesday, because we're going to read that story. I think that's next week. But I was also thinking about Wacky Wednesday, and the letter K is, if you see down here, is for kite. So I kind of put this all together for you. It's windy in March. We're learning about diamonds, and K is for kite. So we're going to kind of wrap that all together. All right, so you can put this aside, and when it is your coloring time, you can complete this. All right, let's jump into our letter K. Kangaroo, kite, and key. We talked about that, especially in class. We brainstormed about a lot of things that began with K. So our capital K, you reminded me, is the letter that your father's name begins with, Chris. So when Chris writes his name, when Daddy writes his name, he uses the capital K because that's the letter his name begins with. When our friend in school, Jack, writes his name, J-A-C-K, he uses the lowercase k because it's part of his name, but it's not the beginning of his name. So let's start by writing our name on the top. And then we're going to move down, and we're going to trace our uppercase, our capital K, and then our lowercase k. For our uppercase K, we're going to draw a line starting from the top down. Then we're going to go back to the middle, and we're going to go up, and we're going to go down. The capital K meets right on that center line. So we're going to start with the top and go down. Top and go down. Then we can start with the middle and go down. And that's going to be our capital K. And I'd like to see 3 or 4 of these, as many as you can fit on your paper. All right, and we're just going to do our best work. Then our lowercase k, if you look, it's all underneath the middle line. So it's going up, starting at the top, up, going down, and then underneath the line, same thing. We're taking it down, and then we're taking it down even more. Top to bottom, start in the middle to the center of the lower part of the line, and then down again. So it's just a longer line. It's longer up here. You don't see any writing up here like you do on the capital K, but then down here you see from the top to the middle, to the middle, to the bottom. And you're going to practice them, and again, 3 or 4. We're just doing our best work. And then we can go ahead and we can color our kangaroos. What is our kangaroo? Oh, I see the kangaroo has her baby kangaroo. And we can color in our kite and key. And remember, we talked about king. I'm looking at my chart over here, koala. And yeah, we did kite, key, king, koala, kangaroo. That's the animal I was looking for. Okay, so again, we're practicing our K's, and then at coloring time, we can go back and we can color these so you can put them with your letter K. All right, so count the kites. Start with our name. My markers are so hard to take off. I don't know if it's me or it's the markers. Let's cut along here. So let's cut the bottom kites out. And we're going to put this aside. We're going to use that in a minute, but we're going to cut right now. And cut the part off that we don't need. All right, so it looks like that. And you might even want to go and cut or ask Mom and Dad to help you cut the bottom of this so it's smaller, because you're going to cut these out and then we're going to glue them on top of here because we're going to count this on the bottom. So, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. First, let's cut our kites out. And you're going to have 4 kites when you're done cutting. When I was little, we used to go to the beach for vacation, Long Beach Island, and that was one of our favorite things to do. After dinner, we would go to the beach and we would fly kites. So I'm wondering, have you ever flown a kite? And if you have, let me know where. That would be a fun story to share. All right, so we're cutting out the kites with the numbers on the bottom, and then we're going to glue each one on the kite with the matching number of bows. So we're going to start with this kite that has, it doesn't have the shortest, but it does have a short piece of string on it, and we're going to count the bows. So 1, 2, 3. I spy 3 bows on this kite. So we're going to look at the kites that we cut out, and we're going to look for our number 3. And when we find our number 3, we're going to take our glue stick and we're going to put glue over the kite that we counted 3. And we're going to glue our number 3 on over that picture. So if we look at this kite, we know that there must be 3 bows on the string of this kite. Moving along, we're going to do the same thing with this kite, and this kite. So we're going to count the bows. And how many did you get? 5. Correct. 5 bows. So we see that we have 3 kites left. We're going to look for our number 5, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put glue over that kite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to glue that kite right on top of the kite with the string with 5 bows. All right, and we're going to move on and do the same thing with this one. What number are we getting here, boys? Count the bows. Good. Yes, you're getting 2. So we're going to find the kite with the 2 and glue that right over. All right, so now we only have 1 left. So we know it's a number 7. So to check ourselves to make sure that we have all the numbers correct, we're hoping that when we count these bows, there's going to be 7 bows. So let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Excellent job. So we have counted correctly. And we are going to put our number 7 right over that last flag there. All right, awesome job. You can go back and check. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Awesome. And you can put that in the pile to color if you want. And if you don't want, that's fine. I just wanted to, we're counting here, we're cutting, we are gluing, we're practicing. We have a lot of skills going on here. All right, so I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to start with your Scholastic. So when you come back onto the next video, you're going to watch your Scholastic. We're going to come back, we're going to do the 2 worksheets, answer questions about Scholastic, and we're going to read our Dr. Seuss book. So I'll see you back here after you watch your Scholastic video.